look
looking
at
at
the
like
Can- if you
they
look at
something
the
different than that.
if you look at the Bible, God Yahweh, and
Uh,
find out where Yahweh came from, he came from the Canaanites. This was a Canaanite deity. El is actually the father of Yahweh. He's the father of Yahweh and
yep.
Baal. He had a wife. Yahweh had a wife. If you read the Canaanite description of them, he
What what
Greek
what
Greeks
what what
took
where
this.
can you
Greeks
leave?
took this. Greeks
Where can
knew
you
these
leave?
stories before them. Like we
Where
know
can you?
about George Washington, we take his stories.
I get
Greeks
that.
knew these stories before them. They were not included in creation. So
Where
they
can
had
you
to
leave me?
invent an Adam to include themselves in the creation story. And that's where
Where
the Bible
where
evolves
can you
from
leave
the
me?
Greek.
Where can
Okay.
you leave me in Canaanite text that
And
says
that's
that
funny
that
because
Yahweh?
Adamadeus means a handsome or extremely beautiful person.
Still a Greek word. You have to go back. You can't find nothing before 6,000 years BC
Or what they
because
call
everything
Adam.
you
Where can you
know
leave
is
me in
Greek.
Canaanite history that says that Yahweh came from Canaan?
Uh-oh.
Look, go and research the Canaanite pantheon. You'll see El, Baal, Yahweh, and a couple others.
Yeah,
They
I've
had
read all kind
wives.
of
They had
stories about
children.
that, but I have not seen no inscription or any real nothing
I can put one in
substantiating
the
Basically,
that.
back chat.
basically
I can put a
read the
coin.
read the
I can
Kabbalah and
put
the
a
Zohar.
coin with
And what
The
other
Yahweh on
Kabbalah,
it.
word that
I can put. I have a Canaanite coin with Yahweh on it. I've posted it many times in the back chat. They found a Canaanite coin with the inscription Yahweh. They've yet to find anything Hebrew Israelite in Palestine. You people have to wake up. This is all Greek lies you're following.
I mean, that sounds good, but that don't answer my question.
No,
Okay,
no, no. You
so
gotta
so
give it to them direct and live.
all you have
The Kabbalah and the Zohar
all you
give
have
you.
all, but that's not a Canaanite source. I asked you for a Canaanite source, brother. And only thing you can give me is a coin. I need to see that coin, and I need to see the datage of that
Brother, you
coin.
have a computer in your pocket. You can research this.
I have researched and I haven't seen the word. I speak the Canaanite language, and it ain't even possible
Google
to even say the
Yahweh.
word. You can't
Google
even say the
Yahweh, and
word.
it will
You
tell you
can't
it's a
even say.
Canaanite
You can't even
deity.
say the word Yahweh in Canaanite, bro. That's
uh-oh.
You can
why
change
I'm
the
so.
word to
That's why
whatever
I'm
you
so
want it to
adamant
sound
against
like.
that.
You can say Yahshua. You can say Yahweh. It's all
You
the root
can't
word
say
of
Yahweh. You
Yahweh. It's
can't
the
say
same
Yahweh.
deity you're
You can't
talking
say
about.
Yahweh. Then
Just
so
because you
what?
can't say
What?
Yahweh don't mean
What
it's not
verb?
there.
What verb or what noun does it delineate from? That's my question.
It
That
was
becomes my question for you.
YHW. There were no verbs. There were no vowels. It was
There is verbs and
YHW.
vowels in every language, and always
That
have
was
No, no,
later
that's
verbs
not
added by
and
true.
vowels
Greeks
That's
in
and
every
false.
language,
Arabs.
That's
brother.
completely false.
No,
That's
it's not
false.
It
false.
Every
really
language
There's
don't got
always
every
been
language
person,
don't have
places.
the same
There's
words and
always
vowels and
been person.
meanings and
There has
adjectives and
it's always
subjects
in the
and nouns.
Semitic
That's not
languages, my
true.
brother.
Hey,
It's
hold
in the
up, y'all.
Semitic
Listen,
languages.
listen,
I speak
listen,
them
listen. We
well,
live.
brother.
And
I speak
listen.
Hebrew. I
Hold up,
speak
Yasha,
Hebrew,
real quick.
Canaanite, and
Yasha, real
Arabic
quick.
well, brother. And I'm telling you what I know.
Hey, Yasha, real quick. We live, y'all. So let's get this information out there to the people. Go ahead.
I'm asking you what verb, what noun delineation can this word, does this word Yahweh come from? Because the all Semitic languages has a triconsonantal root, brother. And I'm
Explain
asking you
family.
what root in the Lashon Kanaani, which is the language of the Canaanites, brother, does the word Yahweh stem from? That's what I'm asking you.
But sir,
You asked that to Unc, right?
I'm asking it to whoever out here saying Yahweh. It's a fact that Yahweh came from the Kanaani.
Go ahead, Unc.
okay, where did Yahweh come from?
No,
Yahweh is nothing other than a delineation of the Hebrew Haya verb, brother. And the Haya verb does not exist. It's the to be verb. And the to be verb in Phoenician is the same as it is in Arabic. It's kun. Like to say Yahweh would be something like Yabakun. You see, in Phoenician. You see, if you was to
hey,
use it, if you was
this
to
one of the
use it
lines
for
been
the
champions,
to
boy.
be
Y'all better
verb,
fall
bro.
back. I
Boy.
better fall back.
Okay, so Yahweh is not a Canaanite deity, it's a Phoenician deity. What does that have to do with Israelites?
To say the word, it has to come from a triconsonantal root. I'm saying that word is impossible for that word to even been a Canaanite word, bro. And I'm asking you what root. All words in all Afro-Asiatic languages has a triconsonantal root. And I'm asking you what triconsonantal root in Phoenician or Canaanite does the word Yahweh come from? That's what I'm asking you. And in Hebrew, it would be the haya verb. In Arabic, in Phoenician, the to be verb is kun. And I'm asking you, how the hell you gonna get Yahweh out of kun, brother? In Arabic,
That's who the Canaanites worshipped, Yahweh.
And I'm asking you, how the hell you gonna get Yahweh out of kun, brother?
Actually, Canaanites worshipped Baal. Hebrew Israelites worshipped Yahweh. Both Baal and Yahweh are the sons of El.
Canaanites worshipped Baal.
Right. Baal is Yahweh's
that, but I'm
brother.
asking you to prove it. The burden of proof is on the man who made the assertion, brother. What inscriptions, what tablets the Canaanites have all types of inscriptions.
Bro, I understand you're trying to go back into etymology of words and all that, but we're talking about the Bible. We're talking about the biblical.
Hey, hold up, y'all.
You can't find it.
Hey, hold up real quick, y'all. I muted both of y'all for 1 second. Because look, we live right now, so I want the people to hear one side and then hear the other side. So both of y'all unmute your mic. Maybe do like a minute talk time, or maybe 30 seconds. Y'all go back and forth 30 seconds because a minute is kind of long because niggas can't remember shit. That, you know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and get it back in. Y'all go ahead and unmute both of yourselves.
It's really no more than me asking this man a question that he's pussyfooting with the answer with because he don't have one. He have answers to all the questions, but he ain't got none to mine.
Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
I'm going to answer that question.
My question is, what Canaanite record?
30 seconds apiece. 30 seconds apiece.
Yeah.
Who's first?
Yeah, Kareem and Eric, somebody moderate, man.
I'll go first. I'll go first.
I asked the question. The question comes first. The answer comes second.
All right, let's ask the question.
Okay. I don't know where the word Yahweh came from. I know the word Yahweh existed in the Canaanite pantheon of gods. Baal was his brother. El was the father of both of these. There's a verse in the Bible where it says the gods were gathered and Yahweh was given his portion of people, the Israelites. Okay? If you study and do research, you will see Yahweh, the biblical God. I don't know where this word came from, but this word Yahweh that you'll call Yahshua or whatever you want to turn it into, the root word is Yah, is a Canaanite deity. It might have Phoenician roots. It might have Egyptian roots. But this is the God that you are worshiping. So I'm asking you, how is he most high when his father is El, who is higher than him? My minute is up.
Okay.
That's a pretty good question. Go ahead, Yash.
Well, how we don't. Okay, that's the answer. Israelites don't worship a Canaanite deity. And what I'm saying is that you're misconstruing that. And I know that you're misconstruing that because you cannot give us any concrete evidence that y'all, other than shit that second, third hand, fourth and fifth hand information about the rhetoric, bro. You don't have no Canaanite pottery, no Canaanite nothing, brother, that has that has Yahweh as the in the pantheon of El. This is what I'm telling you. And if you do, can you produce those inscriptions? That's what I'm asking you. And I answered your question. Now answer mine. Can you do that?
I'm about to go into the back chat now and show you a Canaanite coin that was dug up in Canaan with the inscriptions Yahweh on it. Okay.
So does that mean that that doesn't tell me, that still doesn't answer what I asked you to give to me. You said that he's anything that I say. I could go to the Hebrew records and prove it, brother.
Right
and I'm asking you. And if I say it in Kemet, I go to the Kemetic records and prove it. What I'm asking you,
Hold on.
I'm asking you is, can you go to the Canaanite records and prove that Yahweh is a part
Coin
of the
is
Elohim
Canaanite
pantheon?
records. This coin I'm showing you in the back chat is Canaanite records dug up from Canaan
But
with
it don't say nothing.
Yahweh on it.
It don't say nothing about that he was a part of the Elohim pantheon, brother. That's what you need to show me. That
You
coin
can
does not.
Google
That
that.
coin.
Yeah, okay. Now here's the
That
question.
coin
Okay,
does not make him a Canaanite deity, brother.
okay, hold up. Now, is Yahweh in the Canaanite pantheon?
Yeah,
I
and
know
that's what I'm
El,
asking him to prove.
Baal. Hold up, Yash. Let me ask you a question. I know there's El and there's Baal and a couple other ones, but is there actually proof that there's a Yahweh in the Canaanite pantheon?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and bust it out then.
Okay. This could be easily Googled and researched. You have a computer in your pocket, people.
Yeah, I see pseudoscience when I see it. I don't see
You saying that
no
Google is not true.
hardcore
You want
evidence.
to take what you agree with Google and what you don't agree with, you just
I
throw
don't have
away.
no
Same thing with the
hardcore
Bible.
evidence.
What you agree
If they
with,
didn't
you keep in the
translate this
Bible.
shit,
What you don't agree with, you throw away.
if they didn't translate this shit off the walls, bro, they made it up, bro, and that's just
I'm
a fact,
showing
bro.
you a Canaanite coin in the back chat. Can you
You
just
didn't show, and I keep telling you that's insufficient evidence, brother.
How?
That coin, because it does not prove that he was a part of the pantheon, brother.
Oh my God.
Let me ask a question. So does it say Yahweh on that coin?
Yahweh on it. You see the person sitting in the wheel? That is Yahweh in his chariot. That's a Canaanite deity, the son of El. Google it, research it, Wikipedia it. Everybody says the same thing. The Greeks stole this god from the Canaanites. They stole the flood
Prove
story.
it, brother.
They stole
Don't
the flood
say it,
story
display it, brother.
from
That's all I'm
the
asking you.
They
That
stole the
coin
Adam
does
and Eve
not say
story
nothing about him being in
from
no pantheon, brother.
Egypt. If
It
you
is
put
not an
two
inscription
together,
that proves that Yahweh was a part of the
and
pantheon.
All right, hold on. Let me get some order.
then-
Let me get some order real quick. Okay. This brother, Uncle Moon, has brought a coin out, and he said that it was found in the land of Canaan. Now let me just put this out here. Were the Jezebites, Hittites? I mean, there was different type of nations living in this land, right?
They worshiped Baal, not Yahweh.
I'm saying, so are you saying that the same God? When they were different, when you say Canaanite, y'all put it like we was all Japanese or something. Canaanite is just the same thing as you saying we Americans. That's all that meant. It was different tribes, different cultures living in that land. So what I'm asking you, when you found that coin, could it be that coin was from the Israelites?
It's a Canaanite coin found with Canaanite pottery. The people left evidence of themselves. They left what they looked like. Everybody left evidence of themselves except these so-called Hebrew Israelites.
What Canaanite group?
All Canaanite, the 12 sons, all followed the same religion. El was the Most High. El Shaddai, Elohim. That's where we get the word from. Who the Greeks stole that word from.
Okay, when you say the Greeks, so you saying the Greeks introduced us to Yah?
El ain't even a part of the Greek language. See, that's the ridiculous shit that I'm talking about, bro. There is no word equivalent to El in Greek, bro. That's ridiculous, bro. They don't have El in none of their literature. It's not even El is not even in the fucking Septuagint, bro. This is the ignorant, stupid shit that these niggas be saying, bro.
The word Elohim comes from many gods. El is singular. Elohim,
but you lying about the Greeks adopting this, and that's that bullshit,
Yahweh,
bro.
Baal, their wives,
that's
and
that bullshit. You need to prove the Greeks stole this, borrowed this, or any of that shit, bro, or even used it.
I showed you a Canaanite coin.
The only way you can prove it is coming with Greek literature. Is coming with Greek literature with the fucking word El, and you can't do that.
Out of all the thousands of texts, because there are a bunch of liars.
Out of all the thousands of texts from the time of Homer up until today, you can't find one fucking text to validate that lie, bro.
Okay, let's rewind to slavery days. How are you as a West African or
Oh
indigenous
man, fuck
American
all that,
an
bro. Come
Israelite?
up with some information that
Let's
says
go
that
there.
Greeks stole L, bro. Fuck all
Let's
of this,
come back to
all of these
2020.
damn red
Forget
herring
what
logical
happened.
fallacies,
Forget
bro.
what happened. Forget what happened. We worship El. Fine. Okay, fine. How are you a Hebrew Israelite when you're from West Africa? How did Israelites get into West Africa with no trace, no records, nobody wrote about them? But you want to claim Timbuktu. You want to claim the Ghana Empire. You want to claim Kushites. Israelites, who's really Suedo? You guys want to claim everything that's not yours.
said nobody wrote about them. You said nobody wrote about them, but that's
Nobody
out
wrote
of
about
pure
Hebrew
ignorance.
Israelites.
You got dozens and dozens and dozens of fucking travelers that have European travelers that have wrote about them. You have fucking Ibn. You have Ibn Battuta. You have Ibn Battuta wrote about them. You have Ibn Khaldun that wrote about them. Then you got Ibn el-Adrisi that wrote about them. You got Ibn Jahid that wrote about them. What the fuck is you talking about that ain't nobody wrote about them, bro?
Continue. Y'all listen. You talk,
You
I'll
niggas
listen.
talk crazy, dude.
You talk, I'll listen. I'm done talking. You talk now. I'm listening.
Yeah, I'll talk. You said ain't no writings. I said there is. I said there's dozens and dozens of fucking travelers that went to Western and Central Africa that wrote about them. Those black Jews. There's fucking Ibn Khaldun. There's Ibn Adrisi. There's Ibn Jahid. There's
Muslims
dog, what the fuck is you talking
about? Talking about in Arabia. They weren't in West Africa. Arabs never made it to West Africa. So you're lying right there.
Brother, Ibn Battuta, dog, and the Fatoush el-Tariq, brother, is Western African history, brother, written in Arabic about Western Africa. And all of that shit is in the el-Fatoush, the Fatoush el-Tariq, and the Fatoush el-Saddam, bro. What the fuck is you talking about? These are the writings, brother.
Bro, there's no way Hebrew Israelites could have migrated in mass to keep their nation together into another people's land without causing war.
You say that, but you gotta prove that, bro. You just can't be saying shit and don't prove it, bro. Prove it.
You can't
Other
prove
than that,
that
I don't want to hear nothing else you got to say. I'm done. Prove, bro.
You can't prove that Hebrew Israelites are Africans.
Well, no, but you can prove that they didn't make it over there.
I can
if
prove
you say they didn't make it over there, prove it.
I can prove they never existed.
Prove it.
Adam is only 6,000 years old. Adam is only 6,000 years old. But the theology of the Bible
Adam ain't no fucking 6,000 years old. Adam ain't 6,000 years old by no real calculations, brother.
Everything you believe is Greek lies. And I'm done talking.
Well, you should be. You shouldn't have never started. That's what I'm trying to get you to say. Prove it or shut the fuck up.
I did prove it. Show me a Bible before the Greek Septuagint.
Bro, prove that the Greeks borrowed
Show me a Bible before the Greek Septuagint.
Prove that the Greeks created this biblical story, brother. These are all lies. You ain't got one shred of evidence to support that lie, brother.
The Greek Septuagint. The Romans copied it, King James copied it, and regurgitated it back.
Well, why the word? If the Greeks borrowed the word El, how come the word El is not nowhere in the Septuagint?
Into Greek. They used Yahweh. They took Yahweh as Canaanite deity. They didn't use El. They used Yahweh as the Canaanite deity.
They did not use Yahweh or El in the damn Septuagint, brother.
The Septuagint was just the law. And another thing, the Septuagint was just the law. The Hebrews of that time passed the law down orally. They didn't write it down.
That's the point, bro. Show me anywhere in the Septuagint where the Greeks. See, what I'm doing is stopping the Gish Gallop. This is how you stop them Gish Gallop and lies. You ain't got to attack all of them. Just attack one of them. Attack one of them. Attack one of those lies. Show me anywhere in the Greek Septuagint where they borrowed the god El, brother.
Go read it.
All you got to do, I have read it. And the word El ain't nowhere in there, bro. They didn't borrow it. He lying. That's what's next on the point.
No, she said,
I've said my piece. I've said my piece. My minute is up.
She said, what's the date on the coin?
That coin goes back to damn near 3025, 3000 BC.
There wasn't no Canaanites in that land in 3025.
There was.
No, they was
You
not.
live by a biblical
No,
narrative.
they
You don't
was
live by
not.
reality.
No, they was
You live by
not.
a biblical narrative. You live by a biblical narrative.
There's no
People were there
historical
before
evidence
Adam.
that the
Canaanites
Canaanites.
were there
There's
before
no
Adam
historical
6,000 years
evidence that
ago.
the Canaanites was
Canaanites
in
are
that land at
older
that
than
time,
Adam.
bro. There's
Hold
no
on, y'all.
archaeological
Hold on,
evidence that the Canaanites was in that land, bro.
Okay, hold on. Let me mute both of y'all for a second. Let's get some order in this, because this is a good conversation. Both of these guys, they ain't strangers to each other. This is what we do in Alliance Den. It ain't just Hebrews back here. We got everybody. And we spar with each other every day. But now today we putting it live in front of the camera so y'all can see how we get down. So we're going to go ahead and put like maybe a Karima or somebody be the timekeeper and let them go minute for minute. Y'all want to do 30 seconds? How y'all want to do it? 30-second rapid fire. Let's go with 30 seconds. I'll keep time. Who gonna go first? Go. Both of you brothers, unmute your mic, man. All right, go ahead. What's up, Aaron? What's up, champ? His debate coming up this Sunday.
Hey, shalom to y'all, man.
Yeah, promote your debate real quick before these brothers get it in. Promote your debate. What's the topic?
Y'all live right now, JJ?
Yeah, we live in effect.
Oh, that's what it do. Shit, man. Shalom to all y'all, man. But yeah, Sunday we got a debate coming up, and it's a topic which is infamous with our community, which is growing, and it's the suffering servant. Primarily Isaiah 53 is used, but we're going to explore Torah and Tanakh and get down to the bottom of who the suffering servant is according to our prophets and our scrolls. So that's all it's going to be, man. But shalom to y'all, man. It's a good topic.
Hey, so who you saying the suffering servant is? Go ahead, fam.
I'm saying since we collectively know without a shadow of a doubt that we have been in sufferance for so long. Sufferance is equated with captivity, with punishments, with curses, with all of that. So we know that we've been afflicted by these things. And I'm going to bring to the table how much the Masoretic text and our modern day renditions have changed so much of the verbiage to show that now the suffering servant is one individual, whenever it actually was recorded in the previous renditions, which were changed heavily, that Israel would be suffering for the sins of their transgressions and the sins of their forefathers. And clearly history proves this without a doubt. But that's what I'm going to be bringing.
And what's your opponent saying?
He's saying that it is Yeshua. So
okay. That's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a great one, man.
And at the end of the debate, it's still all love.
Of course, it's gonna be all love, man, with everybody. You know what I'm talking about?
Somebody's gonna get an educated ass whooping. I don't know who it is. Right?
You know what I'm saying? But we all, and here's the thing, we all are in conscious Black groups trying to narrow down our origins, our God, our ethnicity, our bloodline, everything, man. So these debates are necessary because we as a people, we're yearning, we're searching, and we're looking for our hidden knowledge, which has been hidden by those that reign over us. And through these debates, it's coming out more and more and more and more. Like how these two ox are talking about El and the ancient Canaanite deity pantheon and all that good stuff. This is an interesting topic, and this needs to take place with our people because these are some of the most, you know, like a lot of the topics that these brothers talk about trace back to origin stories, and we are people looking for our origin stories and our gods. So these topics need to take place. So
thanks. I'm right. All right, so let's everybody
I have a question.
Defense is on the panel. Did you want to say anything before these two brothers get back into their 30-second rapid fire?
Wait, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So when you all debate and
Sister April, right?
Right. So when you all debate about the origins of the stories and the origin of God, do we think that this is going to bring us to two different gods, or are we going to come to the same one God? Are we debating like aspects of him, or are we really thinking that all of these are somehow different gods? My question is, how are these the same people? These are all the sons of Noah. So how do we think they got different gods? if they all knew the same God?
Well, see, here's the thing, sister. Everybody, like a brother like Cephas, would look at that question and be like, well, I don't really subscribe to the sons of Noah, so I can't, or either Amun. He don't subscribe to the sons of Noah, so that wouldn't even be relevant to the discussion with him. You see what I'm saying? He don't think like we think. With what you just said about the sons of Noah. So how would they
give me names of places that do not correspond with the sons of Noah? So you can no longer use Cush. You have to give me another name. You have to be more detailed. You cannot say, oh, we don't rock with the sons of Noah, but yeah, the Cushites, the Canaanites, that don't make no sense.
So
who was Cush? So how are you saying that you don't rock with these people, but you saying that these people existed?
Okay, brother Cephas, can you answer that? You're Kemetic.
You could write about people who lived before you. Canaanites lived before Greeks. Ancient Egyptians, Persians, Babylonians lived before the Greeks. The Greeks wrote about them.
And Noah lived before the Greeks.
But okay, fine. If Noah was real, why isn't Noah and his 3 sons in the Sumerian story, the Hopi Indian flood story, the Hindu story? Why is it there's somebody there? There's a flood story. Hold on, let me ask the question. There's somebody there in a flood. There's several stories around the world about a flood, but there's no mention of 3 sons. But in the Bible, which separates people into black, white, and Arabic. Now, this is my problem. Why are this separation not in all Chinese, Hopi Indian, Hindu, all the flood stories? Why is it just in the Greek Bible? That's my question.
Let me say something real quick. The Greek Bible, the Old Testament was talking about Noah. That's not from the Greeks, bro. You got to stop saying that.
Okay,
the
Greeks stole the flood story from ancient. They'd heard about a flood story from people who lived before them. There was a flood, and this is what happened. The Greeks obviously transformed the story to suit themselves. They cursed the black man.
That was the whole purpose of it.
When you
let me get 5 seconds. Let me get 3. What I'm saying is the Greeks Johnny come lately. This information was out about the flood story before the Greeks. So how are you saying they stole anything or propagated this?
But there's no 3 sons that made 3 different races in these other flood stories.
All the flood stories are not the same, but it's just like over 2,000 flood stories in different cultures. Everybody got their own twist to it. Everybody, it's like
If Africans are the sons of Ham, don't you think all Africans should know this?
Oh, hold up, brother. All right. So, do you know that the Pygmies have a flood story? Do you know that the Pygmies have a man and a woman type story who was fucking with a tree in life?
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Where you think the Greeks got it from?
As these oral stories are passed on and passed around, the story's going to change a little bit over the years.
We've got the whitewashed version, Judah. We've got the whitewashed version. We don't have the Twa version. We don't have the Kemetic version. We don't have the Babylonian version. We've got the white man's version of what shit is. And you know
I got a question for us.
That is the lie. First of all,
I got a question.
The word Greek.
All right, let the sister go, Aaron, and then you come next.
First of all, when you hear the word Greek, you automatically think the Greeks today. And anyone who has studied anything about the Black Greeks know that they were invaded by the white, wherever they come from, through the Minoans, who were invaded by the Mycenaeans, who were in turn invaded by who we see today. Those people we see today are a mixture of people. They are not the people that were running around taking texts and putting them in context. That was the language of the empire. Just like your African ass is speaking English, because that is the language of the empire. So as Hebrew faded out, they wrote it in the language of the empire so that it could last.
That's not the story I got.
Of course, because there is no one story. There is no consensus. You're gonna get that Ptolemy probably commissioned it. It don't matter who commissioned it. You will not find any source that is going to tell you a Hebrew did not write it.
Yes, there were black Greeks on the Greek islands. That was a part of Command Empire. We went up. Hold on, sis. We went up into the Caucasus Mountains and brought these whites down and educated them on the Greek islands. We taught them war on one island. We taught them mathematics on another island. We separated them on these islands. Once they united is how they took over. But we taught these Europeans everything they know on these Greek islands. We didn't allow them into Africa. They invaded Africa. We didn't allow them into Africa. They stayed on the Greek island. They were expected to take this knowledge we gave them back up into the Caucasus Mountains, but they turned the other way and invaded our kingdoms. Egypt and Persia was at war at that time, and the Greeks got in between that, and that's how the Persians won. Then the Greeks took the Persians because they were already weakened by the Cometan army. That's how the Greeks rule the world today. The Greeks were white that we know today. Yes, there were black people on those islands. Those were the teachers.
You can look at Minoan arts.
Those were the teachers. They taught white people on those islands. That's where we get Spartans from.
This is before the Spartans.
Right, we taught the Greeks. We civilized the Greeks. We civilized the white man on those islands, and then he took over the world. You have to understand white supremacy. They were not included in creation. We had a creation story. They did not. So they knew they came from us. To create white supremacy, they had to invent an Adam and say that all people come from this white man named Adam. You
didn't have a story at all.
Who said that Adam was white?
Adam was the first white man. Look at the time frame. Look at the time frame. Adam is only 6,000 years old. Rabbis, pastors, theologians have done the genealogy in the Bible. Adam only adds up to 6,000 years. Moses is 4,000 years ago. Jesus is 2,000 years ago. This adds up to 6,000 years, the beginning of the Greek Empire. Put 2 and 2 together. Adam, 6,000 years. Greek Empire, 6,000 years. Put 2 and 2 together. Now we rely on a Greek Septuagint to tell us what God is.
If you use all of the books, it is closer to 10,000 years, not 6,000 years. That is the issue. It is more than the King James Bible. You have to look at the law.
My dates might be off by 1,000 years, but you understand what I'm saying?
A KMT without Noah and his boy.
You cannot tell anything that happened before 6,000 years ago. All that was erased by the Greeks. You can't tell nobody nothing that happened. Everything you people talk about is Greek timeline. Don't you see? We were here before the Greeks. You can't speak on anything before the Greeks. You can see the pyramids. You can see the Sphinx. You can see they were us, but there's no message about them.
That is why I brought in the brother from the Command to show you that there is another story that predates this book that y'all are so hooked on. I showed you a natural tribe that is still upholding their ancestry through Adam, and it is all oral. Nothing is written, and it goes back 10,000 years. So how are you going to sit here and still argue with me about Greeks when I show you a living tribe that is being annihilated right before your eyes?
I'll be right back.
Exactly. That is why I introduced him to the brother, to the Command brother. So not just to show what's going on in the Tigray region, but to show the Hebrews that this is a tribe of Ham that took the laws that was given to them by Noah, and they held on to that orally. Where we wrote it down, they continued it orally. And
what's that tribe, Queen?
It's the Command tribe.
Okay.
They in Ethiopia. They all in the news right now because Ethiopia is trying to take their land. And
yeah, that's who Zion said he's gonna bring a couple of them people on the panel to speak about that.
Man, I'm in a whole group with them, and they speaking truth. And I'm like, and none of their stuff is written.
Add a couple of brothers to the group.
Huh?
Invite a couple of them brothers over here so we can get their story.
I sure will. I do it right now. But that was my point. Like they so stuck on the book, but we have proof that we existed before that book and that it did come from us. And they just want to overlook that. And we can't overlook the Ethiopians trying to eradicate them. Because if they gone, then there really is no more living proof.
That's a good one. Y'all should go ahead and get back in what you were saying, brother. Let's see. He stepped off. If not, anybody else want to say anything? If not, the sister can continue to teach us about this tribe over in Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, I just heard about them recently through Zion. So go ahead and give us a little bit more information about the sister.
I'm actually getting him in the group.
Oh, excuse me. I was muted. Somebody muted me, and I was just talking away. And I was wondering, like, why is everybody talking over me? You know, my thing about that is if we got people that have orally transmitted this Adamic story from Adam, you know, in Africa, I'm asking you, to us as Israelites, okay? I'm asking you, why is it that you don't have original Kemetic passing down orally the Kemetic traditions to y'all? All that shit come from Wallace Budge and Champollion, bro. White people. All of it.
Right. They overlook that too.
Hey, but there's something that I wanted to discuss.
No, that's not true.
Oh, it's very true, bro. It's very true that you can't produce not one African ADAP that y'all got y'all information from, bro. I didn't even say Kemetic. I didn't even say Kemetic. I said African. Produce it.
That's not true, bro.
Proof it. No, you can say that. You can say that until you come with produce. Until you come with the proof. It is so.
All right,
listen. No.
Hold on, who's that speaking? Cephas?
Nah,
all right, go ahead, Alfred.
It's so many different cultures, tribes, teachings that's inhabited within that very beautiful peninsula of a land that I think that Black people, not just religious Black people, just Black people in general, especially in America, just really don't understand. And when you get those teachings, it's not white people wrote them. You can actually get the ones in their language and how they translate it. And you can really like see real beautiful manifestations of different things. And I'm gonna land the plane with this. All white people didn't come in and translate every single African continental tribal teaching that there ever was just because it's in English. That's one. Two, all white people didn't translate all the teachings because they didn't know all of them. They didn't get accepted in so many different tribes. They only got accepted in a few. So there's that.
Hold up, Aaron wants to go next.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna add a little something into this because it's very critical that we take everything in. First off, Ezekiel, there's an entire 4 chapters which is dedicated to the dispersion of ancient Mizraim and its inhabitants of the city. And we see that being reflected with modern history. When you look at modern Egyptians and who's in rulership, they don't come from the biblical bloodline of the Egyptians. So these people were dispersed, and we don't take that into consideration. Well, those of us that rely on Torah and Tanakh, and it explains their dispersion. So we see that today. and it reflects with history. So I love the question that was produced. What is more indigenous accounts of the Kemetic people, and are there any? And if there aren't any, this is more to support the fact that they were scattered as well, for what they did, and we could see this. So what I was going to ask Ankh West, and what I've asked a lot of my brothers that follow the teachings of ancient Kemet, so forth and so on. I used to ask Tahuti about this all the time as well. We know where our history lies in because Torah and Tanakh records it, and it reflects today. It shows us what's going to happen to us while we're in this situation. It even goes into the future and shows us what it's going to take to get us out of these lands and what the end goal is. So we know what to look forward to. We also see what's going on in this world today, and it is, it's a little bit of a controversial topic, but this revolves around us as a people. This revolves around us. An eye for an eye. What goes up must come down. It is going to be, this has to occur to this nation, to these nations, to this world, and it is occurring in our face. And we know that Torah and Tanakh records this. So what I wanted to ask Ankh, and what I ask anybody is, if we truly do descend, or them, or the majority of who believe they do, if they descend from ancient Kemet, what do the Kemetic scrolls tell us? Fuck all this modernized history, all this Hellenized history. I barely attempt to use history. I only use history as a secondary source whenever I match it up with my primary, which is our true history in these Hebrew scrolls, because history has been so manufactured, and we're sitting here arguing as a people about history in 2022. And of course it's going to be, it's a never ending slide. That's a rabbit hole, using modern history to surmise what our roots are. So we know for a fact it comes from Torah and Tanakh. So my question would be, scratching history, if brothers truly do believe that we come from ancient Kemet, what did the ancient Kemetic ancestors tell us then? What's our end goal? What do we have to look forward to? We know we're in lands that are not our own. So what is the end goal following Kemetic teachings? What did they have visions? Did they have prophecies like Torah and Tanakh had visions and prophecies, and records and tell us thoroughly why we are in these nations, and who's gonna save us, how we're gonna get saved, and everything above. All these boxes are checked with our true history now coming back to us as a people. So when it comes to the Kemetic side, I damn sure don't see them as ops. I see them as brothers. I see them as our people, because we are scattered. We are lost of our ethnicity, our heritage, because we've been following idols, following different deities, the whole nine. It's time now for us to come back, and history is proven. It's time for us to come back. Things are being revealed like no other. This is a time to be alive. But for the Kemetic side, I would use strictly the indigenous accounts, or what you would think the indigenous account would be. Ours would be our Hebrew scrolls. Y'all's would be your Kemetic scrolls. Let's put those up. Let's see what the ancestors truly said. Feel me? And that's what I be asking.
Brother Jesus, can you answer that, or you just?
And it's all it's all friendly smoke. No, it's all friendly smoke. It ain't.
Yeah, I could definitely answer it.
All right, go ahead, Brother Jesus.
Oh wait. Oh, you was talking to somebody else. Okay.
No, I'm talking to you, brother.
Let him go first, and I'm gonna come in after that.
Okay, go ahead, Aaron. I think he was done, but maybe not.
I'm done.
All right, go ahead, Caesar.
Say it again. I'm sorry, my bad, brothers. I'm at work.
I could restate the question better.
Yeah, restate the question, please. I'm gonna respond.
Here's the question, brother, and I'm gonna try to line it up simply. All right, we are a scattered and lost people in lands that are not our own. So using any indigenous African account, wherever, and I do believe that the Torah scrolls are straight out of Africa. Our people come from Africa. Our land is in Africa, and we are just so misplaced. So I want to ask you, brother, what indigenous African accounts, or so-called African accounts, foretold us being in enemy lands, and what is the outcome? How are we going to be redeemed? What's our end goal? Because that should be our primary goal as a people. Now what? We're sitting here arguing in 2022 on all social media platforms, but now what for us Black people arguing about our origins and our ethnicity? Do you have any Kemetic scrolls, brother, that have not been tampered with history, indigenous Kemetic scrolls, which give us an answer to what now as a people we're going to do, and where we're going to go to, or who's going to save us, anything of that nature?
Well, first off, we can't really pull up no Torahs or anything like that, because that got deciphered from the white man. So anything that we read from that, we reading off the mind, the foundation of the interpreter who deciphered that. So the real problem is with our community is that we have to investigate everything. So basically, just like how our ancient Kemetic brothers and sisters created everything through their pineal gland, because we are creators, we have to create once again our culture all over, because we find ourselves keep going along with everyone indoctrination. That was the sin in the beginning. You know, we are the originators of these religions. We are the Melkite Coptic Egyptians is the ones who created these religions for every invader of Kemet. You know, so once we get a complete understanding that we have to stop following the indoctrinations of the interpretations of the white man and create it for ourselves, that's when we can save ourselves. We can't wait for no one for any other nation to come and save us. We have to save us ourselves by renewing our minds. You know what I'm saying? And really understanding these Egyptologists, who they are, what's their positions, because just because they're Egyptologists doesn't mean that they're going to tell us the truth. They still our enemies, brother. They never going to tell us that. So going back to their books is really helpless, because that keeps a division between us. That's why we always arguing and fighting over things that we can't really make solutions from. That's not a solution. Keep debating about what indoctrination is correct. We lost as a people. We need to get down to the nitty gritty. I'm gonna land my plane right there.
All right.
I appreciate that response, brother, for sure.
So there is no scroll. So he's saying that we can't rely on the Greek scrolls.
Well, I agree with the brother.
So basically, they don't really have any scrolls out there to say like what the Bible is saying. Basically.
No, the Bible.
And what he's saying is that it's been translated by our oppressors, and I feel the odd. We're speaking English in 2022. Can't man one of us like directly decipher anything indigenous without having to use the lenses of an oppressor's and that's just facts. So I feel the odd. But what I'm saying is that Torah and Tanakh has been from the timeline, it went from the Hebrew to the Greek, and now it's English. So we use what's called hermeneutics, brother. Hermeneutically, these scrolls should reflect our life as people. And Torah and Tanakh, without a shadow of a doubt, reflects our plight, where we're at, and what it's going to take for us to get out, brother. I hear you, and I believe that the popular response to that from the Kemetic side is, you know, dig into your pineal gland and find it within. You are God's. You got this. And to an extent, I agree with that, because it does come from within. There is a spirit within us that separates us as a people, and it's a fire that's been lit in us. And this fire has been called to be kindled from a long time, bro. So we now have this. But to say that there's not really any ancient Kemetic scrolls, whenever we have scrolls that the entire world tries to jock ride off of, pollute, tamper with, say this is theirs, start churches with, start missionaries with, going down to Cambodia to go teach folks about this. Nah, bro, there's so much power in our indigenous history that is being used worldwide. We have history, brother, as a people, as a scattered and lost people. And it tells us from point A to Z what's going to happen to us. And it is shown in full effect. And I believe for any so-called Black people in this awakening, it's so hard to counteract that. It's impossible to counteract our true history recorded in the Hebrew scrolls that the entire world tries to copy. How can anybody counteract what's going on? So that's all I got to say on that.
Right. Brother Javante is also a Kemetic. Did you come in late? Did you hear what the question was? Brother Javante?
No, I didn't hear the question.
Okay, Aaron, could you ask him the question? I guess because he's a Kemetic. But this is a Kemetic that say that there is an afterlife. I just want to let you know that.
That's fine too.
Oh yeah, I believe in the afterlife.
Okay. Do you believe that when we hit the afterlife that we gonna see my eye?
Yeah.
As our first encounter?
How they wrote it, the way it's gonna be.
Okay, so You said something very critical, brother. You said how they wrote it. You said how they wrote it. Who is they?
According to
Our
how they wrote it,
ancestors?
is different people have different experience, but at the end of the day, they all gonna meet the scales.
Yeah. Are those our ancestors that you're speaking on?
Yes. Yeah,
So if
they
they recorded,
dwelt on the earth.
so if they
Say it again.
recorded, if they recorded so in depth that it even transpired to our afterlife, do you have any ancient recordings from our ancestors that give us a solution to us being in America and being scattered and being hated and being
Yep. I just
mistreated?
found out. Yep.
Come on.
You ain't
Okay.
in touch. You gotta get in touch with the voodoo.
Okay. Hey, that's an answer though. That's an answer. So if you want to keep elaborating, brother, we're all ears.
Yes, sir. Now I was just saying you gotta for a question like that, you gotta get into the voodoo and the hoodoo. That was a question I just recently asked too. So answers from the gods, you have to start going to the ceremonies like we did back in the days, the festivals, all those type things with like the magic ceremonies. That was all like voodoo. That's how we was getting our answers. A cool person I follow is like a person like King Pi. He went to a lot of those festivals and gatherings that people call, like the voodoo, the celebrations and stuff. So yeah, if you want to get an answer on that, I'll look up the voodoo and the hoodoo because I just learned that those are two different ones. It's voodoo and hoodoo.
Well, y'all heard the brother, and that's his answer.
That is
And
correct.
the brother before is affirming it. So here's where we're at as a people. There's a line that's being drawn, and it should be, rightfully so, it should be. And everybody respectfully has a choice. Follow what you want, brother. And if the answer comes from within or from rituals or from hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, anything above, then peace be with you and go and find that. But on this side, I would be somebody to argue that's what has us here in captivity. Us whoring after other gods, us following rituals, us spilling blood to gods, us offering blood to gods, that has us in these situations. So I would take the extreme negative on an answer like that. But like I said, we're all grown and the answers are being put out cut and dry for people. So
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying, but I have to say, how are people that believe in different gods affecting them when the whole time we all been Christians since like 1800s? If you look at the religion population, half of the world was Christians. They barely start leaving the church.
I hear you on that, bro, but I step on all that Christianity too, man. But hey, this was a great dialogue. I'm sorry to cut you off, sis, but I'm working right now and I gotta get back to it, man. But I appreciate the build,
Yes,
y'all.
sir. Peace,
Yes,
peace.
sir. Thank you.
Family.
Yeah, shalom to everybody, man. Y'all keep it
Shalom,
up,
brother.
That was one of the champions of the Lions Den. He had held the belt for a while. So I look at it like this. Once you're a champion in the Lions Den, you always considered one. You know what I'm saying? So this is how I look at it, man. I mean, we always arguing and we right, you wrong, you right. I don't have nothing against people who don't believe the same thing I believe. I just want to put that out there. But I notice in the community, Israel is the most hated. We the most hated, man, because we don't believe what y'all believe. And in order for us, I look at it like a job, right? When you go to work every day, you go there for 8 to 10 and 12 hours a day, and all y'all work together for a common goal to get production done, right? But when you're next to that person, whether he's black, white, Mexican, Chinese, you're not gonna say, bro, so you into Buddhism? No, I can't work with you for this 8 hours. I can't do it. Put me over here in room C. We don't do that. We work right next to them, and we're productive together. So you take that same idea with your brothers and sisters that you're not at a job with, but you're trying to build in your community. I can put this to the side, and we can agree on. Well, let's work on the things that we agree on, and let's build from there. Whatever we don't agree on, put that back in the back burner, and let's go to this common goal. And our common goal is to uplift our people. With that being said, I yield the floor. What you think about that, Cephas?
Well, when you ask me, I might rub some people wrong a little bit. But the big difference, while I'm speaking from my own mind, why people come so hard on the Israelites, is because we're trying to prove that the Bible is not talking about, it's not for us. Them Israelites we mentioned over. The Bible is for the Europeans. You are not the Jews of the Bible, but yet, yes, you are the original Jews, but the Bible was not made for the black man. Them Jews that's in the Bible is not representing you. And I yield the floor now.
So now, you say the Bible don't represent us, right? So let's throw the Bible away right now. Throw it away. Now, what was made for us? Go ahead, brother.
The Kemet way of life was made for us. That is the black man original theology. All right, the science, the study of God through nature. We have theology, and so I'm in the plane right there. That makes sense. I'm about a big truck making a lot of noise.
Right. I got to get ready to get up off here in a minute anyway, because I got somewhere I got to go. But so you're saying Bible is not the way, but Ma'at is. Okay, well, a lot of these people in our community who teach about this Ma'at and say, I follow Ma'at, I practice Ma'at, they don't tell us the purpose of practicing Ma'at.
I just want to say for the Bible, for Israel, I don't throw the Bible away. I want to say, why is it that people call Judah evil, but when I did my studies of the Bible, it was Israel that Judah said was evil. That's the only reason why I don't like Israel. I like Judah because studying Judah, they were more closer to their ancestors, and Israel was coming with a new doctrine. That's all I gotta say. Like, why do people say Judah was evil when they say clear the evidence was the king was wicked? And Israel was kind of evil.
Well, see, the thing is, we over here in America, we can't really distinguish what tribe we came from. All of us is looking for an identity. You see, I can't prove 100% I'm a bloodline Israelite. I'll be the first one to tell you, I converted to this knowledge. I converted to this faith. I converted to their laws and their practices. And I'm not going to say I do everything they do because I'm still a work in progress. But that's we flip the coin, and really none of y'all can really prove that you're Kemetic. You see? And then a lot of y'all don't even follow. I mean, now Javante has been honest with me. He said, yeah, there's an afterlife. Yeah, I practice Ma'at because I want to be in that afterlife with Osiris. I want to be over there with him in the field of reeds. You see? But a lot of these people like Chris Harris, you got on Sonetta last night and got your ass whooped trying to defend Ma'at, which you know nothing about, because you don't believe in the afterlife. You have never taught this. You told us you are an American patriot, and that's the way to go. This is what he told us, y'all. American patriot. Disregard your spirituality. Throw that Bible away. We rocking with George Washington, Ben Franklin, and Thomas goddamn Jefferson.
Oh, hell.
Come on, man. And then like people like Jabari, Javante, he'll get in front of 10,000 people and say, no, the Kemetics did not believe that these deities were real. Kemetics did not believe Osiris is a real deity. But then they had this priesthood. They had different priesthoods, and somebody would bring this statue out. I keep saying it over and over and over again. They would bring this statue out, and they would invoke the gods or whatever god they talking about into the statue. All the people couldn't come into the temple, so they would bring this statue out, and these people would ask this statue, who they think is this God is invoked in, for favors, asking them why this and that is going on. You see what I'm saying? They make shrines for it, believe it, food, all that. So they thought this was real. But when we got people like Jabari, this is why Tahuti even said, yes, we believe that these deities are real. So you have a different mix coming up out of the Kemetic paradigm, where one saying is real and one saying is just a principle. Why would you want to practice Ma'at so that you can have a better afterlife to go be with a principle? It makes no sense to me. And I yield the floor.
Yeah, it don't make no sense to me either. I feel you on that one right there.
Right, but Cephas says something different. Just like Cephas said that when they talk about Heka, which is magic in Kemet, that was added by the Greeks. But that word Heka is older than the Greeks. It's older than them. These people,
them people right there.
Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead, Cephas.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to struck. I'm gonna come back. I lost my train of thought.
No, we can hear you. Say it real quick. We can hear you.
Okay, them people that have hit that word, they deciphered that word. We never deal with magic. Magic is a part of mythology. The Greeks have brought mythology into Kemet. What you mean magic? Now, when I read that one thing that you sent me, when they talk about the healing, like the medicine, if they want to say that because they didn't have the knowledge of how this medicine healed them people and they call it magic, if they want to call that magic because they don't have the complete understanding, but magic, show me a person that can do magic. That's mythology, brother. That puts you back in the fairy tale world.
Hey, I'm gonna just say this for people that don't understand it yet. Magic science, it's a saying about it. You know, a lot of men don't understand it yet, but once you get deeper into it, you'll probably find some people that know about it. Well, all I gotta say is, I was gonna say something else about the myth part, what he was saying, and then I was saying that how they say it's myth, but also how he was saying about Osiris and them. We actually look at the king's list and we look at the cities and the walls and the temple, so we know it wasn't just principle. That's all I had to say too. But as far as everything else, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
So we get see now we have two Kemetics on the line, y'all. One is saying magic, hey, yeah. The other is saying it's a myth. So this is me as an Israelite trying to listen to both of y'all.
It's really like science, like he was saying though. Like people might get it confused because magic is like
right.
You can use magic with herbs. It's like it's different magic to it. It's like a magic trick. It's like it's hard to explain. That's why you got to learn from
magic
the
is a
people
bad
that deal with it.
It's
magic is a bad.
Like words invoke. Words can be spells. Magic, right? Is that like the same?
Yeah, that's some of it. I'm not perfect with the magic, but
I'll debate anybody about that because magic is a bad interpretation of spiritual science.
Though. I know how to get some batteries and a couple of forks and some shit gonna happen. It's basically like putting chemicals with chemicals and motherfucking putting like chemistry and shit like that, like powder turned into a fire. Like that's the magic that people don't understand. It's like it's just science. You feel what I'm saying there?
Right, right. But I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it too good, but it's more like a science. Like it's common sense that people don't really know. It's like you could charge your phone up when you plug the battery into a banana, like simple shit like that people don't know about. Like shit that gives power, like the spinning quarter. You put the forks together, make a little pyramid. You put 3 batteries right there, 2 on positive, 1 on negative, and then the quarter will spin, like little shit like that. People don't understand that you can actually do, which people call magic science. Right. Probably call ain't real or what, but it's real. You can actually do this stuff.
Look, I got a good breakdown. So So check this out. You know, ginger and turmeric. When you mix ginger and turmeric
See,
together,
that could be some magic.
that is an anti-inflammatory agent, right? So say if a person with no knowledge of that come to me and I give them that, they're gonna be like, wow, that was like magic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's not magic though, it's a science to this. That's why we call it spiritual science, because magic is a bad interpretation of our spiritual science, because we can back up how you get to this point. Like, all right, you got swelling, I mix ginger and I mix turmeric. That's, you don't have the knowledge. You're going to say it's magic because you don't have the information of this. But that's why I say that magic is a bad interpretation of our spiritual science, our AKAs, our pineal gland.
Yeah, they call it probably magic because the person that's doing it, like you said, they don't understand it. So the person is like a musician. He don't tell them, they don't got time to tell them how they doing it. They just gotta serve the people. Oh, you need this, you need that. So they like, hey, how he actually doing that? He just healed me. He just did that, did this. But as far as like magic science on a high level, I actually, it gets a little deeper. You get to looking at the sky at night. You're like, all right.
So did they practice like levitation? I read some of they practice like levitation. They can lift heavy objects.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen a lot of magic. The people that I say that's really good at it is the monk people.
Right.
Yeah, that's a whole different spiritual science.
What you say, Cephas?
I say I can't speak on that because
He's saying it's a different spiritual science. That's why I just call it magic science. It's just
I mean,
just, you feel me?
So what's the word heka mean? What does the word heka mean?
The same thing with the I'm not going to I'm not going to tear that down. The word mean what it means, but what I'm saying, the interpretations of it.
No, you got to tell the people what it means now. What it mean, family?
I'm gonna let you say it because I don't have a good in my head, but we'll just break it down.
Let me ask Javante, what did the word heka mean from your study?
I am familiar with that word or that deity right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm learning right now.
Yeah. Actually, I think Heka was a deity, right? And then also they related to magic.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Cephas.
Yeah, but who translated that to say that's what it means?
Well, hey, we got to go with what y'all rocking with right now, because y'all can sit there and y'all can say, well, we can decipher the metanoia, but then when we talk about spell 361 about horse and set copulating between buttocks, then y'all say, well, wait a minute, white man translated it. But then when y'all sit up here trying to read it, y'all don't have no problem with the white man using the what was it called? The Rosetta Stone to help y'all translate this language or these symbols.
That's why I don't.
But if you don't subscribe to that word Heka as magic, then you would have to go back in and figure out what it really means. Then. Because I mean, that's how they kept the universe.
Hey, JJ, I'm gonna ask you, what do you think it means? Because you look at you see the both sides of the fence. You see the principal side, and you see they call it the myth side. What do you think it is?
I don't know, man. I actually, you comedic guy, because that's y'all stuff. I'm just asking the question. I don't have it.
I'll debate any other Kemet Brahma that's saying that they read in the Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone, like I said, was deciphered by a French man. You know what I'm saying? So anyone else that tries to decipher it, man?
Jean, how you call it? Jean.
I forgot his name. His last name start with an F though.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's another guy. Okay.
I'm gonna post him on my Facebook later. It's the same guy we're talking about. I just need to be real precise.
Well, everybody, I'm gonna get up. I gotta get ready to get up out of here. This was a nice build. Like I said, I took a bunch of people out of the back chat so we can get on the call and do builds. So there was like 100 people back there, but only like 50 of them was really participating. So I just left the 50 in there to chat with us every day. This is recorded on Facebook, so y'all can go back and check it out. But Before I leave, Javante, did you see the debate last night with Judah Nazareth? I want to say congratulations to Judah Nazareth. I thought he did good.
No, I didn't see the debate. I'm probably about to watch it right now.
I think Shawnetta took it down. Chris Harris probably flagged because he got a dash. He got smoked, bro.
I know you got it. Post it in the group or send the link.
Yeah, if it come back up, if Shawnetta put it back up, I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody building. Like I said,
I appreciate y'all too, man. Catch y'all in a minute.
Yeah. Like I said,
Shalom.
Go ahead, Stevens.
I didn't say nothing, but I just want to say thank you for letting me speak. You know, this is really a good thing, motivational, and it makes me go back and sharpen up my information too.
Yeah, it helped me sharpen mine up too, man. Like I said, the Lions Den is a home for everybody. But don't get mad if you get cut. And with that being said, we up out of here. Shalom, Sister